We live. Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to that We Got Action podcast. This episode 28 coming at y'all.
28.
NFL segment. College football's coming up. But first off, before we get into anything, I want to do a big shout out to our boy Drake. We went to college with him at Bazzy Edits. He's got something in the works for us. Him and Danny have been kind of talking, getting some worked out. So you guys will kind of see that at the turn of the new year. You'll see it a lot more on the socials and stuff like that. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Shout out Drake. Big ups for that, my guy. So we're gonna jump straight into the NFL. We were gonna everybody was gonna come up with some stuff, but we all kind of had similar points. So let's have Isaac. You kind of made a vast majority of the list. So why don't you kick it off with the first one? And this was something I wanted to talk about too. So I'm kind of excited for this.
Let's do it.
So, guys, shout out to the Chargers last night for clinching. Okay.
Yep.
But I think there's a problem. Finally, give them a round of applause. But finally, there's an issue. Justin Herbert has no touchdown pass in the last two games. And since they clinched, my question to you guys, do you think the Chargers are a dangerous playoff team? Or will they make you don't think they're making any noise when they get in? What do you got?
It's so tough, man.
Them on their game, both the offense and the defense can be scary, even with the injuries they've got. It just seems like they can't put both parts together, and they can't do either part consistently.
Injuries are killing right now still.
But yeah,
they are supposed to get Slater back as their left tackle. They're supposed to get him back.
That's gonna be really big.
They're supposed to get him back, and then Joey. Yeah, no, not Joey. Yeah, Joey, right?
Yeah, Joey Bosa.
Yeah, Joey Bosa is supposed to come back.
He's been saying that he feels pretty good, and he's been feeling pretty good, but they want to be safe with it. And
I think now that they clinched it, they don't have to rush him back to try and get it in. So, but I think having the left tackle and then Bosa come back, I think it's going to be huge. It's just tough with them. I still don't see them being able to beat, even if they do win their wild card game, I just don't see them beating the Bills, the Chiefs, or the Bengals. I'd give them maybe a little leg up on the Ravens just because of how inconsistent they've been. And especially again, Lamar hasn't played as well, so maybe there might be some rust. Who knows? But I just don't see the Chargers making any serious noise beyond the wild card. I don't see them competing with the Bills, the Chiefs, or the Bengals whatsoever. Justin Herbert could provide that magic. He's been, the defense is what's mostly, stepped up really with, like we said, with all the injuries, but I just don't see them making any noise. It's tough. It's really tough.
You're going to need a game. They need to put their games together. We need to see what we saw from their defense yesterday.
Nasty game, bro.
We need to see what we saw from their defense yesterday in the game, and we need to see what their offense was doing weeks 2, 3 to 6 or something.
When their defense was trash.
I wish their offense just finished the drives. For them to keep marching down the field, to either finish with probably a turnover like he did yesterday, or they just finishing with field goals or just running the football. I just feel like at some point, he got to change the offense up in the inside the 20.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to get to. Is kind of one of the bigger problems I've had with them all years, along with the inconsistency on both sides of the ball, is that play calling is just a little strange when you've got somebody, as much as I give him slander, I do completely agree. He is very elite. When you have somebody like that throwing the football, I feel like you should just open up the plate. That should open up everything. And I feel like they're so conservative sometimes.
Yeah, it's always slants, drags, sticks. You
got big play threat and big play Mike. You've always got the safety blanket and Keenan Allen, who went off yesterday. Yeah. And you've got other targets as well. Josh Palmer's shown he can do it. You got multiple threats out the backfield.
Gerald Everett
has had a couple good games this year. And I just feel like they play very conservative. I agree with the kind of play calling when they get near the goal line, but it's just getting there is so tough.
Just run the ball when you're by the goal line. Yeah, that's completely fine. And that's what we talked about it earlier.
From the 25, or when they get to that touchback and all the way forward, they should just be slinging it, man.
Yeah, and I think Herbert's somebody who his deep ball is one of his best assets.
How many times have you seen that this year?
And his ability to throw people open and make throws into windows that aren't necessarily there. When you establish those types of throws earlier into the game, and then you have the safeties then start playing back, they stop creeping.
Yep.
Now all of a
It
sudden you can
opens
play
its-
that short game, and then as you play that short game, again, adjustments will be made, and you can open back up that deep game. And they're just not doing that. They're just
And it's
looking,
even vice versa with the run game. Like if you
Yeah.
establish something, like so that way you can get some
well,
consistency.
there's no rhyme or reason to their offensive play calling.
It's
like,
so
no.
it is
it's
so
it's
strange.
so strange. Sometimes they'll run on first, get 2 yards, and then they'll be like, run until it's fourth down.
Or they'll get like a couple really good completions, and it's like, okay, stick with that. That's working good. And then
And
it'll
then they
be
change it.
run.
And not only run, it's like run up the gut,
Yeah.
and you're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have any power
Well,
backs. You've got
Herbert too is covering. Herbert is covering Staley's ass, man. That's what I like. The fact that you again, like I consider Herbert. We talk about our tiers and all that. I would say he's probably about that tier below. Probably we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
But how amazing he is and how he has been through his coaches and competencies, like shows that when you have an elite quarterback, they can make up for a lot of deficiencies. And what we're truly seeing is the deficiency of coaching on the Chargers and all that. So I think if they didn't make the playoffs, I think Staley was out the job, and Sean Payton was going to come.
Because this is the first time since 18.
I was gonna get on this. Sean Payton. My friend was texting me saying that like depending on where Payton goes, he might want to take Kamara with him. And I was like, I mean, I see that, but I want Payton to go to LA because that team is far too talented. They've got too many pieces on both sides of the ball.
They do need to be healthy, though.
They do, but I think when you have good coaches and good coordinators, they make things happen. Yeah. Right. Yep. Like as a Niner fan, we've not had a full healthy game all year. Right.
Exactly.
But we're making it happen because our especially our defense and defensive coordinator are getting shit done.
But the thing is
enjoy them while you can.
I know.
And the
Third
thing
round
is
comp
too,
pick.
the thing is too is it's a lot of your coaches being able to make those adjustments and know what they need to do to put, even if they're having backups or practice squad players. You guys have had practice squad players and they're literally looking elite in that defense. So it's all about that coaching side being able to make adjustments. Again, that's what I truly believe. Staley's been getting covered. His ass has been getting covered by Herbert this whole entire year. Granted, the offense has been up and down. Same thing with the defense. But the fact that you have Herbert and he's showing you that he can be elite at most points, that's covering his ass at that point. So that's what I truly
I'm gonna
believe.
go back. I'm gonna go back to the question. Do we think they can win a game in the playoffs? So they're gonna probably finish anywhere from reasonably, I would assume 5 or 6. 7 would be a stretch because that's kind of a multi-team race for who's going to finish 9 and 8 probably.
Yeah.
Which I guess they could lose their last 2 games and slide to 7, but sorry. They could slide to 9-8, but I'm just thinking, do you guys think they could win a playoff game?
I give them a 25% chance depending on the matchup.
I think they have enough talent to win any game. It's just, will they do it? Based on what I've seen, I can't say yes. They can win, but I don't think they will. Based on
I think it just depends on if both like their special teams is I'd say is competent. But I think if the fact that if their defense and offense can at least try and match one another, that's what I'll say. If they can both at least try and show up or kind of even themselves out on that day, I would give them a chance. So what you think?
I'm gonna take. I think they can do it, but I think they gotta let Herbert air it out, like we was just talking about earlier. Let him throw it all over the place. Let him get his receivers going, finish the drives. I love the running with Austin Eckler at the inside the 20 and everything, but sometimes when a man's going 11 for 11 down the field, I want to see him finish that drive for him. And I think if he literally is airing out for them and the defense holds up on their side of the football, I think the Chargers can still win, especially against anybody in that top because seen some of them already.
Yeah. But I just think we all agree though. Those top 3 teams,
we've talked
different levels.
The Chargers and Chiefs have since Herbert came into the league, they've played 1-score game. Every game has been a 1-score game.
Very true.
They play close games. So, all it takes is one moment, one mistake, and we talk about Pat probably being the MVP. That don't got to be him to make the mistake, right? He could put it, he's got guys who aren't, aside from Kelsey, and Kelsey's also prone to drops and the occasional fumble. Yep. He has his moments. So who knows? Maybe, they throw a slant to McCole Hardman and he fumbles the ball.
Or any of their 10 weapons.
Yeah. It's one of those things where in a 1-game playoff, and this is why the NFL playoffs are so fun and so bad at the same time. In a 1-game playoff, anything can happen.
I'm just glad they changed the
Not bad.
overtime. I'm just glad they changed that overtime rule though. Like if a game, like last year, imagine if the games were actually like, like, hey, if you scored a touchdown, like let's see if this other team can score a touchdown. Like seeing like if they can match that energy. I think it's gonna be exciting though. I think it's really gonna be exciting.
I think the playoffs this year, as weird as the regular season's been, a lot of teams have been really inconsistent. A lot, we've got clear who's top of the top, and the rest is kind of a mix. And like sometimes these teams that are in the mix look really good, and sometimes they look really bad. We don't really know what we're getting. I think the playoffs are looking like they're going to be really fun.
Oh, I agree.
Especially with the new structure. I think it's also going to be interesting with only one team getting the bye.
I like that a lot, actually.
I think it makes
that causes for like low key some. There's gonna be some frustration. I feel like a 2 seed could drop.
We talk about
Vikings. I feel like a 2 seed could drop.
Like Minnesota.
Yeah. Sorry, Isaac. Don't even hide it under.
One loss by them, and they're in the 3rd spot.
Facts.
If we continue winning, obviously.
Yeah.
But
they're playing a Green Bay team this upcoming week who needs to keep winning.
Well,
it's
also
playing pretty good.
It's also
right
fun
now.
the fact that there's 2 buys or only 1 buy now. The teams can't rest as much. Like they can't go look at week 18 and be like, oh, I'm safe in the number 1, and if I lose, I'll go to number 2. No, you can't do that. You don't. If you want that bye, you need to play. You're gonna have to play all 18 weeks.
Because like if the Eagles beat the Cowboys this past week, then they could have had like a chance. Maybe we have depending on how
they could have rested. Yes, correct.
Like depending on how we are up to week 18, but like the fact that they lost this game, like Jalen needs to play like if he comes back this week, he can't rest. He needs to play the rest of the season.
They can.
But Gardner balled out though. Gardner balled out.
If they win one game,
that kind of showed how good the Eagles are. They almost won against a really
and putting up 34 points
against
that game raised a lot of questions for both teams for me, not both good and bad. I'm talking about like the Cowboys defense last couple of weeks has looked
bad.
And then the Cowboys offense is now looking like it's picking up, which is I guess a plus for them. But is that Philly's defense also kind of, because Philly's defense has now had a couple stutters as of late. They've still been able to win games. And now, again, another argument I saw was Hurts the MVP now that you saw Gardner come in and do what he did, even in a loss, he played well. Does that mean that Hurts shouldn't be considered for MVP?
I think they win that game if
I think so too.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting. I think a lot of the teams, like you look at all of the teams, us, the Bills, the Chiefs, no team looks incredible.
No.
The Bills have been scraping by. Allen's been turning the ball over a lot. The Chiefs defense.
The Bills have looked pretty.
I would disagree.
They're still battling the turnovers, right?
I would honestly say though, if we're talking about at least a team that's been like again after their first 5 like or so games, I think we can say the Bengals are closest to the most complete team that we've seen just on the trajectory.
A month ago they got dropped.
That's what I'm saying.
By the Browns by like 30 plus points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, is like just based on the trajectory, we can say the Bengals, quote unquote. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. But I agree, there's no clear-cut favorite at all. But
yeah, and that's why I think it's going to be fun. I think. And especially in the AFC playoffs, we talked there, the Burrow has put Mahomes a number. Mahomes and Allen have had this battle. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see, like, especially as we get into the divisionals and conference games.
So let's switch. We're talking about the top teams now.
Yes, sir.
How about we switch to the bottom teams? What teams do we think are going to sneak in? Because there's only 3 spots.
Ooh.
3 spots are locked
available
up in the NFC. There's or I guess technically 4 because Dallas is cemented in at the 5 seed.
Yeah.
Isaac, pretty much, I would say.
Isaac, who you got, bro? Let me hear you. Who's your sneak? Give me a
couple
of teams that you think might sneak in.
And then there's 2, and then there's 2 spots in the AFC.
I might be spicy, but I'm gonna go big play picking.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers can get in. Okay.
I like that. Okay. And I just love how they fighting right now. It's just that's just they are
okay. I don't know what it is. They are fighting. And then Kenny Pickett has been hot. They got the Ravens coming up next. And Kenny Pickett, I mean, that game was 16-14, and Pickett was out in like the first quarter. They do one bad. So now I think he actually gets a chance. And the Ravens, I feel like, been sliding lately. They can steal that one, and I feel like they can steal that last one too. I honestly believe it.
Hey,
With
it's
the way
okay.
that
They-
I mean, is it stealing against the because they're playing, I think, Cleveland week 18. Yeah.
Yeah,
They would need to
I
beat.
don't
They
care.
need
It's
to
not
beat
even
Baltimore
stealing.
next
Yeah,
week.
that
Yeah.
it's one we
they
get
need to
time
beat
for.
Baltimore next week.
The team
Okay.
that
But I just
scares
think
me
with-
right there would be that Tennessee, bro. They lost what 5 or 6 off the rip.
they've lost
They are-
6 in a row, I believe. Yep,
They-
6 in a
yeah.
row.
No, 5.
5? Okay, yeah,
They're
yeah.
on
If
a
we're
five-game
sticking
losing
AFC, I'm gonna give it to the 2 teams that currently are holding the spots. I'm gonna say Jacksonville survives and wins the South, and then I'm gonna say Miami, who's off the back of a 5-game skid, or no, a 4-game skid. I'm sorry, they
Yeah,
were 8
4.
and 3, and are now 8 and 7. I'm gonna
Yep.
they're gonna right the ship, but it's tough. I'm pretty sure they play
They play
New
But
England?
Tua's got a
Jets.
but Tua's in
Jets.
concussion
And Tua's
protocol.
in-
Yeah, Tua is in
Realistically-
concussion
okay,
protocol.
but who's not Teddy Two Gloves? We saw him come in.
Yeah, but
He
he's-
looked really
He is-
good.
That's right. Teddy
He's gonna
Two
have to
Gloves
play
did look
against
good.
two
It's
of
the
the
problem
better
is if they
defenses.
get
Yeah,
down to
look
Skylar
good.
Thompson
Teddy Two
again,
Gloves.
then we're looking
Yeah.
then we're looking a
I-
bit sussy.
I think one of the other AFC East teams will steal that spot. I think the Jags are going to hold on and make it. I
Uh-huh.
think one of those
Between who?
AFC East between the
If you look at
Patriots
all
and the
3 of
Jets,
these teams,
it depends. Do they play each other?
you're
They don't.
talking like New England or New York is actually playing good football.
They're playing good
New York's
enough.
lost what 4 off the rip as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
No, they were 7 and 3.
They've
Yeah.
lost 4 in a row.
Is it
Mhm.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a team we were talking about locking up a spot about a month ago.
Yeah, I mean
And-
I mean,
the
New
Mike-
England's been up and down the whole
the Mike
season.
White injury definitely slowed them down.
He should be back
Yeah,
to play Miami.
Well,
So
Zach Wilson's going to be inactive, not even a backup.
Yeah, he's inactive now.
But I just think because the Dolphins have to play both of those remaining teams, and with
At least
Tua
it's in their
out,
hands.
yeah, with Tua out against both of those defenses, I'm scared. And like
Mhm.
I'm under the if I were making the call, Tua wouldn't be playing again this year. I don't care if it's playoffs or regular
That's
season.
what a
Yeah.
lot of people are saying. Like, should he
Yes,
even
sir,
play?
yeah.
It's
Should
I don't
he?
we don't know if he was concussed that first game. He was never diagnosed officially. I'm willing to bet he was based on what he was
Yeah.
looking
based,
like.
based on the reaction of
Yeah.
the second concussion.
The second concussion, very concussed. And then now he's got this one going on. It's just not worth it, right? If you want him to have a career and a
Yeah.
life beyond football, these games can't mean that much. And I think if you're Miami, you have to look at it as like, all right, we made the playoff. We're looking to make the playoffs this year. We haven't made that in a while. We have a foundation. I don't think they're good enough right now to make an actual run in the playoffs. Their offense is incredible. Their defense is not.
They just gotta. I think it's
Yeah.
it's the same thing too of getting more acquainted.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff actually like with all these new players again, getting acclimated. I think next year will be
Yeah.
a better year for him.
Exactly.
So,
I would be saying.
Pats or Jets?
Let me check who both of them play.
Come on.
These matter.
The Pats are terrible.
They're terrible, but
They are.
they're
At least the
they're
Jets
there.
get Mike White back in there.
So,
Two-sided.
Nah, I'm
again.
taking.
Yeah, give me
Dolphins
Isaac.
and
Isaac, give me
Pats.
some.
I got the Jets, baby. Let's go,
okay.
Sauce.
You gonna stick with
I'm
the
rocking with
Jags
them.
over the Titans?
Oh man, because Trevor Lawrence been looking good, man.
He has.
Yes.
So I have to stick with Jacksonville.
I like that too.
the-
Jacksonville hosting a playoff game, yo.
The Jets are in Seattle this week.
Man, give
That's
me,
gonna be a
give me your. I'm saying Jacksonville and Miami. Danny, what you got?
For the
Ooh.
AFC, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville coming back and winning that since they're in the hunt there.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville and honestly, I want to go the Patriots because maybe the Bengals slip up.
You're
Or no,
gross.
who are they playing? No, it's not
The
Bengals.
Patriots play the Dolphins and then they play the Bills.
I
and
think
then-
I think this is one of
Oh.
those games where the Patriots sneak one out.
The
against
Bills,
Dolphins.
yeah, but the Bills to solidify the 1 seed. Are you kidding?
You
me?
never know. You never know.
This is where I'm picking the Jets. I think they get Seattle this week and they get
He's also on the back of a big losing streak.
they get
Yeah.
Miami next week. And I think if Tua's not playing, which I don't think he should be, but again, we'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
Talk
Give
about
me,
it
give
again
me
next week.
Miami at 9-8.
All
I'm,
right.
t- I'm, I'm taking the New York Jets at 9-8.
All right. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville and the Patriots, I think, for the AFC at least. And then in the NFC, I am gonna go with
We got 4, 6, and 7. And there's a lot of teams pushing for the 7 seed.
Ugh.
I honestly
The battle for
Uh,
fourth seed is disgusting.
I know. I honestly want to go with Carolina.
They're playing good ball.
They are. I honestly want to go
But-
with Carolina, and
They ain't
then
gonna win it though.
I want to also put in there.
They play this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also want to say the Commanders as well getting the spot. It'll
And
be
then-
hard.
So
But
you're
I
keeping
think
the
so.
Giants in there at 6?
I am gonna keep the Giants.
All right. I'm gonna go Tampa at 4.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna keep the Giants as well. And I'm gonna say Green Bay slides in at 7.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
They got the Vikings at home, who they got mopped game 1.
Mhm.
Granted,
Yes.
Minnesota didn't play their greatest. They only put up, I think, 20. But it's in Lambeau. It's gonna be playoff games
Cold
from
as
here
hell.
on out.
Mhm.
This is hopefully Aaron plays his best ball. I mean, the second half he played against
Miami.
Oh gosh. Yeah, sorry. Like the second half he played against
Mhm.
Miami was very impressive. He looked
Yeah.
like how he's looked all year in the first half, but he looked really impressive coming out the second half. And the defense has been playing good, and they've been getting healthy too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. Christian Watson's been pretty damn elite. I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
All right. And
Unfortunately,
we getting a little spicy. Isaac, that's a little spicy take right there. We ain't had one of those in
No.
a minute. That's a little spicy take right there.
they
Hey,
reel off the back 5 to
I
make.
don't
the
think it's
7
that
seed.
spicy, to be honest, because I'm rocking with C's. I got
They play the
Tampa,
Lions
so-
week 18 as well.
Hey, they
Yeah,
just
I
trying to
got
say
10.
Mike Tomlin's over 500 record. That's what the hell they're trying to do by any means. That dude is not finishing below 500. He is not
Isaac,
gonna do
give
it.
me a pick, Si. Give me a pick. Don't listen to this fool.
So I got Tampa at 4.
Uh,
We're gonna rock with the Giants at 6. And then I think Washington falling out, Green Bay sliding in.
Yes, sir.
I just think Rodgers is just brewing for something to squeeze in.
Dude,
I
tell
just
me,
got that feeling.
even if it's a road game, tell me that you want to face Aaron if you're Minnesota. Granted, if it's you guys, I'm not scared at all.
no.
But if it's Minnesota at the 2 seed, that's terrifying to have to play Aaron in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's,
And
it's,
I'm
it's
rocking
gonna
with that.
it might happen, bro. It probably will happen.
Hmm.
Sorry, Pate, but it probably
is-
will happen.
This is tough.
Pitt's getting in too, though. So we're gonna just understand that right now.
All right.
Mike,
Is it
Mike
tough, though?
Tomlin.
I'm having a tough
Mike
time.
Tomlin.
I mean, they're
is
playing
not
bad.
finishing below-
No. I'm looking at this because they play.
I also don't think Mike Tomlin
there
is
and
going to
there.
get it. I hope he does, though. Kind of.
That'd be crazy.
Bro,
That-
look, the
it would
last
be
few weeks
crazy.
I've been finding myself rooting for the Steelers a little bit. I don't know why. I like catch myself watching the CBS game, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on
a
here?
It'll be good, bro.
Najee
But
Harris?
so as we move on though from the playoff teams, we're talking about full playoffs again. Only a handful of weeks fully away from it, so we're gonna dive heavy into all of that. So one of our heavy topics that we brought up
Yes,
at the beginning of the year, the Denver Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett is gone. He is fired after a 51-14 loss to the Los Angeles Rams.
That was fucking awesome.
And the Baker-led team.
The Cam
Insane.
Akers led team. Come on.
Yeah, Cam Akers, 3 tutties. He went crazy.
He only had like 60 yards.
I see
No,
you,
he had
Cam.
118. He had
What?
108. Yeah, he had 118 yards, 3 tutties.
I think when I checked, he had 60 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's probably yeah, but
was.
he had an insane game, bro. But so
I'm
obviously
still giving it to
Nathaniel
Baker.
Hackett is gone. They fired also a couple of coordinators, offensive line coach, and I think special teams coach as well. They did fire. So are there any type of coaching candidates that we can possibly say like, hey, they should get the job, or anything of that nature, or at least what type of coach we should want to see for this team? Again,
This is a
none of
tough
us are
spot.
really like into the Denver market or anything like that. So anybody from Denver that's listening, let us know what you guys think. But is there a type
Obviously-
of coaching candidate, or what type of coach would you like to see come in? Or
mean,
even
obviously-
we can go, my fault. We can even see along the lines of what should they even try and do as a team, structural wise, whether that's offense, defense, anything like that.
I mean, coaching wise, there is one prize on the market, and it is Sean Payton. Sean Payton's
Yeah,
not going to
I
come
was
back
thinking that.
for any job, so he'd have to believe in what they've got.
Damn sure ain't going to Denver though. That place
Well,
cold.
that's what I'm saying. They really have, because like it goes beyond that. Like I've been very much saying that Hackett is the number one problem.
Yeah.
But like Russell Wilson is playing badly. He's missing open guys. He's missing throws. He's
Got
taking
benched.
sacks. He's taking sacks at a rate that he's never taken before. Like I saw a stat, and I'm not gonna be able to pull it off word for word, but the Denver Broncos are in like middle of the pack in terms of pressure allowed. Yet Russell Wilson is like the most sacked quarterback.
Didn't he get
this
sacked
year.
like 8 times yesterday?
Yeah, 8 or 9
7
times.
Yeah.
I believe.
times?
And same
He has
thing with
been-
cool fact. Also, Indianapolis as well gave up like 8 or 9
Yeah.
sacks too. So that
To
was
the
pretty cool.
Chargers.
But yeah, go ahead, V. Go ahead.
So Russ is taking sacks that he wouldn't have been taking like throughout his career. So is his mobility just that gone that like he can no longer escape pressure? Is it a system thing that he was told, hey, stay in the pocket, we need you to pass? Like we're not going to know the intricacies of these things, but like whichever coach is taking that job is going to have a big task with Russ, because his extension doesn't kick in until after next season.
Yeah.
They got him on the books for like 5 more years or something like that.
Yep.
And that's not going to be easy to move. So I don't even know. Like they need God with Jesus as his DC to fucking come over there and solve the problem.
Just hire a DC.
Nah. Defensively, I think they're okay. They They need an offensive head coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because that
That's what I
defense,
was
that defense
thinking,
just gave
but-
out just gave out. Like you can't expect them to just always keep you in games and then always expect them to keep everything close. At some point, the bolts are just gonna snap off the car, and then it's just gonna go. So,
Up one.
what you think? What you think, though? What you think?
I really think I need Russ to get in the off season and like lock in, to be honest with everybody, because I think he just left with the bag in Denver, and it's just going to follow him with that.
Hey.
But I think they also need to find some stability at running back, get Javonte Williams healthy a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Chase Edmonds, we had Melvin Gordon, now we got Mike Boone. They need
Latavius
somebody.
Murray.
Latavius Murray, Marlon Mack. We seeing too many people.
I mean, they weren't bad, but as soon as Javonte got injured, they went off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if he can stay healthy, I think it can help out a little bit. But I think this all on his offense. Get an offensive line to block for us, because to be getting sacked 8 or 9 times in a game, and it's like multiple like that. And I just think he needs to be protected. But also he's up in age, so like him taking those blows, maybe that's what is affecting his mobility. To be honest with you, so I think. So I also think just look, and we can get like Jerry Jeudy going. Cortland Sutton disappeared off the face of the earth the second half. I felt like. I think we just need Russ to get back on his grind, to be real.
All right.
Defense, all right.
What you got, C?
Man, we're scrolling through
some of the coaching candidates.
There's
coordinators.
Not a ton. My personal favorite, I mean, Vitor, and I kind of agree with you guys, which is why I didn't say anything right away. My personal favorite, like head coach candidate, is DeMeco Ryans. I think he's going to be a fucking dog. But I mean, when you look at like the 2 spots that are probably going to have coaches, it's going to be these guys and probably maybe Houston.
Yeah,
I think they get rid of Lovey.
Maybe Los Angeles if they decide to go that route. But
like, Lovey more defensive though.
Right, but he's
so
not
I'm
better.
You need somebody like somebody offensive.
No, they just need a roster. They just
need a roster.
They need a roster up, Paul. They need an actual.
And when you're talking, if you're drafting Bryce Young first overall, you want a coach that is going to prioritize his growth. And
it's not even that. It's just a stern leader. That's what I get from DeMeco Ryans. It's just somebody who's going to, like a Dan Campbell type that's going to.
Stern leader, but also cool with his guys.
Yes.
And like has a lot of passion for them.
A player's coach.
Put some type of like something in place, get a culture built, I feel like. And I feel like Denver lacks that. But again, I do agree with the fact, and why I held off is you guys saying that they need, I feel like something more offensive minded could be what they need.
Yeah.
Because the play calling has just been atrocious this year. Maybe just getting, I would be fine if DeMeco Ryans went there and then grabbed an OC from somewhere. But
that's the thing,
I think
it's
it's tough to pry away an OC from somewhere else that's not getting a head coach job.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Because if you look at it based off of like offensive coordinators, I feel like this year's just been pretty quiet as far as like a lot of like the rumors of, hey, this OC is going to probably be in consideration besides like the usual Eric Bieniemy, Byron
Same
Leftwich.
We pointed
but
him
like
out.
Eagles
yeah,
OC.
The Eagles,
Eagles
OC,
OC.
the Bengals OC, and the Dolphins OC are three guys
Yeah.
that I can see moving if they're.
I like the Chiefs guy. I don't.
He's
I'm not gonna try to
experienced,
butcher his
But
last name.
that's what I'm saying though. I feel like it hasn't
Eric
been.
being whatever being the
I
many.
feel like I feel like it hasn't been as much noise as in the past, so it's just kind of really hard. Besides D'Amico Ryan, like everybody's just going crazy about him because of what he's doing with a defense that has had so many injuries. But really, like there hasn't been that many people that are standing out besides him. Like, granted, if he does take the job, as long as
I
he's
think
set up
that's
for
the best
success,
fit. That's my opinion.
as long as he is set up for success, again, like we've talked about, and able to put his fingerprints on that team, because they'll have a great team. Their defense, like we said, is still going to be solid. It's just fixing the offensive side of the ball. But as long as the team actually lets him put his fingerprints on the team, then you'll see success.
And I think you look at when they hired Dan Campbell in Detroit, he's not an offensive coach. You know what I mean? But look at how
it's so interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Look at how high powered their offense can be when it's fully healthy and fiery.
To say he's not an offensive coach is, I'd say, is an exaggeration. He was a tight end. He was an offensive player. He understands offense and stuff like that. I think it's just his demeanor and the way he carries himself and what he goes about the team. He does prioritize the defense, because I think that's, if you have a good defense, I've seen it, you can win any game.
Yeah. I think the defense is
you.
most important. At least if you can have a competent offense, and if your defense is solid, you can stay in most games.
You're not going to be a Chiefs where you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid paired up, right? Like that's a rare situation.
Yeah.
Right. There's not many guys and coaches who really can have an offense carry a team without defensive help.
I agree.
So
at least we'll all go real quick, but at least like you give us one part of where you'd rather see fixed. So for me, I think it's more so I think it's coaching that I think besides an uphaul, like C said, I just think it's more so focused on coaching, that they just got to find the right one. So what you got? Coaching, offense, what would you say one specific thing that they need?
It's the coaching, most importantly, but to me it's that offense, and it really relies on Russell Wilson's hands, in my opinion.
Okay. What you got?
I'm gonna go coaching as well. I think hiring a guy, again, just as an example, D'Amico Ryan's type, somebody to really come in and change the culture and put something in place there. I think that will definitely I think it'll right the ship for both sides of the ball. And he seems like the guy to hire the right people.
Yeah. V, what you got?
Again, I think coaching has been their biggest problem. And then behind is the offense in general. But I think they've got a lot of playmakers, on both sides of the offense. They've got a talented quarterback who, like, he's having his worst year ever.
Right.
And it's like, is this really who he is, or is this just a bad year?
Well, it's not. It's an anomaly at this point.
So then you got two studs at receiver. You got a stud at running back. He'll be back from his ACL tear. Hopefully he's looking good.
Bolster.
The line is okay. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
I feel like it's a good run blocking line.
Yeah.
The pass blocking
that's what they wanted to play, right? That's what they want to be, a run first play action type of offense.
Yeah.
Try to get guys like Sutton and Judy in space, but with Javante's injury and Melvin Gordon being terrible at football, those went out the window. I think coaching is number one.
All right. First, that was a heavy downfall though. Melvin Gordon, insane downfall. I mean, he is on the Chiefs right now, so we'll see what happens though.
Is he on the Chiefs?
Yeah, he's on the Chiefs right now. He got picked up on their practice squad. Yeah.
Oh God!
Next thing that I want to get,
random game and go for like 3 catches for like 97 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Stop
Imagine,
it! No, he's not.
Imagine.
And 2 fumbles.
Pacheco that's his backfield.
One thing that I want to touch on, obviously we've been high on these teams. So we talked about the Lions heavily last week. They disappointed me in my parlay. That was the only team
that makes 2 of us.
That was the only team that didn't.
Makes 3 of us actually.
8-legger, and that's the only one I missed.
So going back to last week with their games, so obviously the Lions lost to the Panthers in disappointing fashion. And then the Dolphins lost to the Packers. Which team do we feel was more has disappointed you more with their performance last week? Was it Miami against the Packers, or was it the Detroit Lions against the Carolina Panthers? Which one was more disappointing to you?
Detroit, man, come on now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Detroit hands down because they come off the back playing really good ball.
Mhm.
And this is they've been talking about us a 6-game season, one down, one, this to go, just counting the dubs, and going out to New York was a huge win last week.
Yeah.
And then they just basically shat it all away. Now they don't have
Yeah.
anything in their hands. They can win their 2 games, but they don't, no chance they get in. I think Miami's already been playing bad football for the last few weeks. They look like they're starting to slip. Green Bay's been the opposite, so I wasn't too surprised by that.
Okay.
I was more disappointed, hands down, especially with it being Carolina. Not that Carolina's been playing bad by any means, but they're not better than.
Just like with the momentum coming in.
They're not better
Yeah,
than
and
Detroit.
Detroit's
And that was
defense
just,
That's my thing.
that was
They
bad.
like built me. Yeah, the Lions like built me up. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I
Yep.
felt like it got just snatched away watching this, like,
The
just looking
thing-
at the stats today.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous.
Sure.
That's the thing with me too. I'm in agreement with you three so far. Is that V? Did you say Lions too? You
Yeah.
didn't say yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're all in agreement as the Lions because like they started off bad, got everybody healthy, especially offensive wise. Rided this roller coaster all the way to the top. We're expecting them. Man, I slammed my plate hard, but they're rolling. And we expected them to at least put a stomping, like not a stomping, but at least to show some authority. But
Yeah.
to come out first
I
half,
thought
you're
they were
losing
going to
20,
control
you
this
lose it
game.
24-3 halftime. Bro?
Well, that's
Really?
the thing is, it's not the loss that concerns me. It's the way they lost.
Correct.
Yeah,
Taking that-
They
yeah.
gave up
Taking that punch in the mouth.
350
There it is.
yards.
Thank you. I was just about to
rushing.
go in and check
Yeah.
how much it got, what the damage was. It was like 200 something at halftime, bro.
Yes, 350 yards rushing to your defense.
Both
and they
Foreman and Chuba got over 100.
320 was the
Yeah.
final number.
Oh my
But that's
God.
that's college numbers. Like, come on.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Granted,
Yeah.
the Detroit's defense is one of the worst when it does come to the run and the pass, but the way that you were coming in on
Well,
such a high note
They've been looking
and
they've-
momentum, Jesus.
If you check fantasy, if you had checked fantasy matchups for running backs against Detroit like a month ago,
Yeah.
they were bottom 5.
Yep.
They got as high as 6th in terms of fantasy numbers against running
Mhm.
backs, and then they let this happen. Like
It was
it's
It was very-
crazy.
It was basically what you're asking. It was very disappointing.
Yeah.
it
Whereas
was.
and like to speak on the Dolphins, yes, disappointing, but one, they've been looking like as soon as
They've been setting you up. For
there's
this.
there's a reason we got
Yeah.
a text in our fantasy group chat saying, "Hey, Tua and Tyreek are available for the right price."
Yeah.
As soon as they were that stretch of games was coming up,
Yep.
Yep.
we knew that it was about to get challenging for them. They played the Niners, who only one team has been able to win after playing the Niners, and it's the Chiefs.
Weird.
So they lost to us. They lost again the following week to
Buffalo. Or was Buffalo? No, Buffalo was their 3rd loss in a row,
the Chargers.
and then
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
yep.
and now Green Bay.
Yeah. So like
Tough, man.
it's a tough stretch of games. Some winnable, some not. But like I think their weakness in their defense is becoming very apparent when their offense can't score
40 points.
30, 40 points. Their defense just can't keep them in games
Yeah.
to win the close ones. And so we talked about earlier with Tua potentially
but he
missing the
made me
rest of
look
the
like a
season.
fool that game too.
Potentially
Mhm.
missing the rest of the season. You
That
like
shit pissed me off.
just evaluate what you got, figure out what really needs to be done to fix this defense to
You're
make it
literally
competitive.
a year 1 coach.
Yeah.
Like you've
Yeah.
got so much growth.
Yeah, it's not
Go
worth
into the draft, retool,
Yeah.
get people healthy, protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
No one's. I don't think anyone came into the season expecting you to go win a chip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've
exactly.
already exceeded expectations, to be honest.
100%.
So I
And
think
Yeah,
who
everybody
called-
was low on Tyreek.
Dave was it Dave called it 9-8, right?
Yes, he did.
Come on. Yeah, it's still a chance, Dave. Still a chance. So I think I don't know. It's kind of tough. Maybe they go 9-8, but again, they would have won. They would have definitely been in the driver's seat on being able to take a spot. So but is there anything else we should cover real quick
Yeah, bro.
in the
I'm gonna-
NFL? Or,
I'm
you know-
gonna slide into this. Would you rather, my guy?
Oh yes, that's
Okay.
right. So we
I
got,
got a good one.
Yeah, we
We
got
talked
a-
about it last week, and I'm gonna
Yes.
slide it
we
in on
talked
you.
about this a few weeks ago too, right?
Yes.
It was a couple days before the pod. Might have been
Yeah.
a Tuesday before the Thursday.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
we
one
got
I've been wanting to do because
yeah.
they played.
This is a good one.
Because because they played Monday night last week,
Yes.
You brought it
and
up on
I brought it up
Tuesday.
Tuesday in the morning.
Yeah.
So
So
who we're talking about?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Would you rather? It's going to be a Jalen Ramsey edition. So I thought about it last week, right when they got eliminated, because he's had a real quiet year because they're not winning. They're not in all the billboards. They're not in all the front pages and all this stuff.
And
So
he's
you're not
got more
seeing him
lowlights than
talking.
highlights this year.
But he
Yeah.
hasn't been terrible.
He hasn't been a guy
when
like,
they're playing, when they're on the field 3/4 of every game. Like,
yeah,
eventually you're going to get beat
It's
multiple
gonna
times.
get out. Yeah, it's gonna give up. Yeah.
So I still think he's top 5 corner in the league, but not up to me right now. It's up to y'all right now.
All right, let's
So
do
I
it,
did
bro.
throw a few. I did throw a few safeties in there because Jalen Ramsey is a pretty,
he plays that
kind of
star.
hybrid. Can even drop
Yeah.
and play like that outside linebacker and really blitz and kind of just gives offense a different look
Okay.
every time. So I'm gonna start off nice and hot. We got, would you rather Jalen Ramsey or Pat Surtain III?
I knew this guy would be in here.
I was coming in hot quick.
I didn't like Pat.
I love Pat. Roll Tide. I love Pat Surtain, man.
I think
If he didn't play for the Broncos, I would have already had his jersey.
him and JC, those two are very impressive to me. Second, where the hell are the Broncos? There they are.
And it's tough, man, because Jalen's good. Jalen's damn good.
I'm gonna go with Jane.
Hmm.
Over Pat. I think give
I'm
Pat.
gonna go
I think
Ramsey.
give Pat. Yeah, I think give Pat at least maybe another year or two, but I'm gonna give it to
Yeah.
Jalen right now.
I think Pat's
PFF has
creeping
him
into the realm, but
3rd or 4th this year.
I
I
don't
think PFF
like
has Pat
PFF.
Surtain
Mhm.
3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I'll take Jalen,
Yeah,
but it's
they're a bit
close.
iffy.
It is.
Triple
It's just
Jalen?
like when, and the thing is too, is
It's-
like when Jalen shows up, like Jalen shows up in the big games too. Like,
Not this year, but yes.
no, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like when it matters the most, like he shows
Yeah.
up. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I mean,
Jalen.
He did
team-
have a pick last week in that Monday night game, I believe. So
Yeah, and I mean, when he got torched in the Super Bowl, it was a very blatant push off that was not called.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
as much as I
Alright.
loved every second of that play,
that one hurts me, boys.
All right.
it's
All right.
close. If it's one of those things. He's in his second year. It's hard to compare him to a guy who's been at the top of the game for many, many years now.
Would you rather Jalen Ramsey or Sauce Gardner?
Talk
about
something.
second year.
I'm going.
First
I'm,
year.
I'm going Sauce. I'm
'Cause
going
he is.
Sauce.
He's looking generational.
I'm going Sauce Gardner.
It took Jalen
I
Ramsey
think
a few years
Sauce.
to be this good.
I'm taking
Yeah.
Sauce. I haven't seen a corner step into the corner's one of the harder positions, and like obviously Pat and JC both played well last year. JC got
Yeah.
hurt early, but
Hurt
both of
early
them
this year too.
he's back. He
he
came back,
back?
played well, and now he's gonna have surgery and
Right.
may
That's what
miss
I
the rest
thought,
of the
yeah.
season.
Mhm.
But again, he's different. Like his coverage, pure coverage.
But my favorite is the camera angle from behind the offense when you get to watch like on the back
Mhm.
of the receiver and
Yeah.
you see Sauce just trail him and he's never a step behind. He's always
with
like
them, yeah,
right
Always
where they
caught
go.
up.
and like
Yeah.
the
You
one
like almost see him move before he makes the cut.
the play
Mhm.
rec. If anyone's played Madden, if the play rec is off the charts, it's
Yes.
99 for that kid.
Damn.
He's gonna be a dog. I'm going Sauce.
Y'all,
I
y'all really
think
hurt me
we're
on
Sauce.
Pat
Sauce it
Surtain
is.
now. Y'all really hurt me on
Yeah,
Pat
Sauce,
Surtain.
It's
yeah.
really close for Pat, but Sauce is looking like he could be the next.
The
one.
thing is though is like
Yeah.
even if Sauce isn't guarding your top wide receiver, like there's still not even there's like no option to even throw to his side. He's still locking it down. So it's
Mhm.
like even if he's on a good receiver or not, he's still locking it down no matter what.
He's not one of the. What I've noticed from him is that he's not one of those
Search
guys who
laps.
needs to be in a zone or needs to be in man to succeed.
anything.
Which is like the guy like
anything.
Sherman throughout his career, who I used to hate, now I
Yes.
love,
Yep.
had to be in a zone. That man could not play man coverage.
No.
And
So
looking at
Sauce sweep.
Sauce sweet.
Yeah, it's a sauce sweet.
Give me the
Alright.
sauce, baby. Give me the hot sauce.
I'm
Put
gonna
the
throw
cheesehead in Green Bay, man. I got to give it the sauce.
a little curveball here. We're gonna go with our first safety. Would you rather Jalen Ramsey or Derwin James?
Derwin James is playing like he did yesterday.
Bro,
Yeah.
what?
Did you not see that hit?
Yeah, I saw both of them fucking do that shit.
That-
Had me fired up, bro.
It was
That had
nasty.
me fired up. Both of those hits,
I'd
dude.
rather have him on the
I
field.
was me and Carter were out at dinner together. When I stood up, I was like, damn. That had me lit up, bro. He plays
You got
like a Cam
knocked
Chancellor.
the
does.
He
fuck
plays
out.
like a Cam Chancellor, and I
I
freaking
think
love it.
I think Derwin is
Yeah.
the best safety in the. He's
Yes.
Hands down.
It's
Like,
close.
I
think
don't
Jordan
watch.
Poyer and Micah Hyde are both up there.
They're not.
They're better in coverage. I
They're
would
better
say.
as a tandem.
That's true.
Yes.
Derwin James does it.
I
They're
think
not better
yeah.
He
than
does
him.
it with
No,
two of the top corners in the
And
league.
yeah, and we
But
talk
he doesn't have another.
and we talk about Jalen Ramsey moving around. Derwin's playing in the box on the line
Everything.
as a slot corner, playing deep.
He majority plays safety.
He
though.
majority plays
Yeah.
safety, and then he takes on the assignment of like a Travis Kelce in coverage, and typically gives Kelce some of his worst games of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Derwin.
What you got, I?
Darwin.
Derwin?
Pure Darwin. I ain't gonna lie. His hits last night, I was with C's on that.
Hey, I
I
want
had to
I want
jump
my
up a
star
little
safety
bit.
on the field
Dude,
in the
this shit
fourth
was
quarter.
fucking lit.
But
Yeah, but I just love he putting his just putting his body on somebody.
hey, I mean, I
And then
watched
on top of
Dante.
that,
I thought Dante Whitner play for years, man.
Mm.
It's fun.
They called him Dante Hittner for.
Well, I think
for a
he
reason.
legally
For a
changed his
reason.
name after a certain amount of time.
Where you at, Dan?
I'm going Derwin James. I think it's I mean, again, like I'm not gonna act like I know everything on that side of the ball, especially position wise, but just watching from the player standpoint, Derwin is much bigger and I feel like more versatile and can handle more than Jalen can
Okay.
on the defensive side of the ball. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Derwin.
So we'll slide in. I'm gonna hit home for V. Would you rather Jalen Ramsey or Mooney Ward?
Dude, I can't lie. This man
He's had a really good year.
He's one of the most people are talking like Niners fans and pages and whatever. He might be the best 49ers cornerback we've seen since Deion Sanders.
In a while.
Like,
granted, he's a Chiefs cornerback. Yeah, he was there.
Wait,
for
so
4
what's
years,
what's Mooney Ward?
Charvarius is his first name.
Oh, Charvarius.
But they
Ward.
call him
Oh,
Mooney
okay.
because that's been his
Oh.
nickname is
My
also.
B.
We also
very
have a-
confused, so I'm
yeah.
like,
We have
Charvarius Ward.
we have a Tarvarius Moore as well on the team, so calling him Mooney makes it easier.
Yeah. And that's just because I talk to him all the time.
okay.
I'm gonna take
The
him.
Niners CB.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him. Obviously, I'm
You're
biased.
Such a fucking putz.
But he's been the
You're
number
loyal.
one run. He's been actually number 2 run
yeah, that's a better way
defending
to put it.
corner this year, I
Okay.
believe.
You're
What number 1 or number 2 run defending corner? He's been really good in coverage. He's done it for years with the Chiefs, and I think his move is a big reason why their defense is as bad as it is.
Yeah, they stifled early. They're figuring it out.
Here and there, depends on the
Yeah.
game.
They're figuring it out.
But I'm gonna take him, and he's young still. He's got a lot of
This
room
is
to
year
grow,
5.
and he looks so good. He just
Yeah.
looks so impressive.
All right. I'm gonna just go with Jalen because he's just the sexier
fair.
name at that point. So I'm gonna just go Jalen.
Hey,
Yes.
what's not
Sexier-
sexy about Charvarius?
Sexier. I was gonna say, well, I'm thinking when he just said his name was Charvarius, I was going Mooney Ward. But no, on a serious note, though, I want Jalen Ramsey. I still think I'm gonna call this Mooney Ward's little break. I know he's been doing it with the Chiefs, but I call it a little breakout season for him. I just think Jalen Ramsey holds it up longer than him for right now.
Okay.
with that. I'm
So
with that.
let me slide in.
Actually, let me actually get it. So across all DBs, not just corners, I had this stat that I screenshot and sent to a friend. Charvarius Ward is at a 91.8 PFF grade, which puts him at 3rd for all DBs. And 4th, right behind him, based on technicalities, with the same grade, is Jalen Ramsey.
Damn, that's tight.
So
It's tight.
So really, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The only
being
problem with that
wrong.
is that his defense is a hell of a lot better. Which covers a lot of gaps if he
who?
ends up doing
Oh, yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Then, yeah.
that's it.
So I'm gonna slide in a good one, and this is something I'm really happy to see this year. Semi comeback. Would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or Stephon Gilmore?
Stephon.
That man has been. Can I just point out that
I was actually
they had Stephon Gilmore on Mike Will all game yesterday? I did not understand that. As Keenan's just cooking on the other
Yeah,
side.
Keenan.
Yeah,
cooked.
Keenan was eating last night. What did he finish
Uh,
with? Like 12
He had
catches?
over
11 or
he had
12,
yeah,
but-
he had over 100 for sure.
It was 11 or
Uh,
12.
I'm gonna go with Stephon Gilmore.
Oh,
Stephon.
he is a former depoy.
I am. I'm
I
gonna
was
go with
actually I
Stephon
was
Gilmore.
thirsty for this
Double
man
Steph?
yesterday or the beginning of the offseason when he was available because
What
we
do you
needed a
got?
corner. We got
Dude.
Mooney, and I'm very happy.
But dude, imagine if y'all also got Stephon Gilmore. Like,
Yeah, I mean, considering
That
our
would've
injuries, that would have been nice. Considering we're down our number
but yes, yeah. I'm
2
sorry,
and 3
though.
corners.
I'm sorry, no,
Uh,
the thing is, too, they're in
Stephon Gil-
similar situations of like where they're like one of the best defensive players on their teams right now, and their teams are
Yeah.
doing very bad.
Exactly.
But you've seen like Stephon literally lock up when it was
I
going to
think-
him, he
yeah.
locked up. So
I think Stephon is a better defender in coverage. I think
Yes, that's what I was
more
about- yeah.
versatile.
yeah,
And that's where I'm struggling here because I do think that if I want somebody to lock up, I
Mhm.
want Gilmore. But I think overall,
yeah, I see
Ramsey
what you
can
mean.
do more things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Steph's a
it's
pure
tough.
CB.
He's a true
pure
man
CB.
man coverage CB, and he's
And that's what I love.
lockdown. But
I like it. I dig it. I dig it. Hey, I like this. See, I like it.
Not too bad so far.
Not too bad. Keep it
Okay,
going, dog.
okay.
What you
Come
got?
on
What
now.
you got?
I'm gonna take Steph.
Ah, Steph Sweep.
Yeah,
Steph
Yo,
Sweep.
crazy.
Fuck the
Let's
Rams.
go.
So I'm gonna go with another safety. I had 3 of them in here.
Mhm.
That's somebody that really screams out, not a huge name. I don't think maybe you guys think I'm wrong. I just feel like he's not in the, in the talks as much, but the stats speak for themselves. Would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or Kevin Byard?
Ooh,
Dude's a fucking dog.
he's been one of the best safeties in the league for the last
That's-
5
that's a
years.
good-
multiple years.
He's on Tennessee.
Fucking animal.
Yeah, he's on
He went
Tennessee.
from
I'm not-
like a special team.
No,
type
it's
of
not what I
guy
was
to-
doing, Dan.
Oh,
I'm
I thought you were
thinking
thinking.
who
I
I
thought you,
want.
yeah.
I'm thinking who I want, Dan.
I think he's fairly comparable.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I'm just
again,
saying,
I don't.
he's one of those guys where it's like you don't watch a Titans game and go, man, there's Kevin Byard everywhere, but it fills up the stat sheets, freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it has all like those kind of like plus stats
Yeah.
that like NBA would look at, freaking warp and shit.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just go. I'm gonna just get mine out of the way. I'm gonna get spicy. I'm gonna go. Well, how you say it, Kevin Byard?
Byard.
Kevin Byard.
I'm gonna go Kevin Byard. over
I don't
Jalen
think it's
Ramsey.
spicy. I think this one goes either way.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Ramsey on this one
Mm.
though. Just because I feel like the Titans always end up disappointing, whether it's because of their offense or their defense.
Yeah.
I'll give the
That's
edge
fair.
to the Rams player who was
Yeah.
able to get them one run.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I rock out with Ramsey too. That's
fair.
my dog. I can't do that to
I
him.
thought that one was pretty good.
It is a good one. None
was
of these have
good.
been like blatantly obvious, in my opinion.
So let's go to another one, man, who just recorded a pick this weekend. Jalen Ramsey or Jair Alexander?
Jair. I ain't gonna lie. I was a huge Jair Alexander fan.
I think this is
so am I.
this is comparable because both have had down years.
Yeah, and I think
Yes.
Jair. One thing I
Or
think
quote
Jair
unquote
is
down
better than the
years.
defense makes him look.
Yes.
I think the coaching doesn't. They have a scheme in mind, and they don't let Jair play his best style.
And he's even questioned that as well. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not
a man-
on the best guy, so don't
He's
ask
a
me.
man corner. He's a man coverage cornerback.
He's a
and
Steph. He's
They're
a Steph.
asking him
Yeah.
to be.
He's a Steph.
Yeah, they're not. It's tough because
I like Jair a
I gotta
lot.
rock.
I'd like Jair a
I
lot
was gonna
too.
say I'm a huge Jair fan, man. I gotta rock with Jair on this one.
I
just
think
wanna
I'm gonna
see
go
him-
with Jalen just based off of like Visa versatility. I'm gonna go with Jalen Ramsey on
Yeah,
that.
That's fair.
I think I'll give it to Jalen now, and then let Jair cook in man coverage next year so that he can take that spot.
Yeah.
All right, I got a few more names. We're gonna get down to the last two here. I got a CB and a safety. So I'm gonna go. Would you rather? Somebody who's making a little bit of a resurgence in his career. Would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or Darius Big Play Slate?
I'm taking Darius Slay, man.
Ooh,
I like.
that was quick too.
He's one of those
Shout
guys.
out Darius Slay, man. Shout
One
out
of those
Darius
guys
Slay.
that I think his general coverage goes underrated a lot of the times. Like I think he's a really good
Rather than
corner.
filling the stats. with
Yeah, and
tackles
then
picks
he's
and-
good, but he's also going to be good for those big play Slade games where it's like 2 picks, shuts down one of the biggest receivers in the league. And whereas I feel like Ramsey's
And we're coming
versatility,
into a time of the season
Yeah.
where that's going to be
Ramsey's
on
versatility
display.
definitely makes him able to be in more positions than just covering the number one the whole
Right.
game.
Yeah.
But like when you're a cornerback who's good enough to take a number one out of most games,
We
it
saw him
says
do that with
something.
Jettas
Yeah,
earlier.
and we're
He was
talking
on an absolute tear.
yeah,
That was
so
insane.
I'm gonna take
That was
Slay.
very insane.
I'm simply gonna go. I'm gonna simply go to Darius Slay.
Man,
I think his game against Jettas like solidified it because Jettas can get open against anybody. But when you can,
Yes.
like he even stated it, how much film he watched on Jettas because he knew that matchup was
a
coming
month before the season.
Yeah, a month or two before the season that he was watching all this film on him and his routes. But the fact that you locked him down like that, I think solidified it over Jalen Ramsey for sure.
Interesting.
I think so.
Isaac,
I'm on the same page as Danny. Let me get big, play, slay. Because the boy know how to play. I'll just be honest with you. And that's
he's a
the
true
game,
professional.
Danny. Yeah, and Danny, to be honest with you, that's this game that stole my heart was the Justin Jefferson game. Like clamped him up, and I don't think Justin Jefferson's been clamped up since then because he's been going off about each
Not
game.
like
I
that.
feel like,
Nope.
and not in that like like you said, not like that. But I just think the way he has his approach about the game, like you just said, he's humble in my opinion off the field, but he watched so much film just to get himself prepared. That's like I admire that. I love that of you.
Like we knew he was
what he lacks in like the true ability that Jalen Ramsey has, he makes up for it in other parts.
And like we knew he was a good player in Detroit. It's just unfortunate how he left with the Matt Patricia era that happened there. But obviously being in Philly though, obviously the bigger market, you know, obviously the team's doing better. You really are seeing like how much of a difference maker he actually is, and especially on a leadership role as well. So I'm gonna go big game Slay.
Oh, I skipped one. I skipped one, so I have two now actually. Yeah. So, would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or JC Jackson?
I'm taking Jalen Ramsey.
JC Jackson was just a product of the New England system, just always.
I'll give him another year.
Yeah,
when he's healthy and stuff, but
he's not going to be as dominant like he was with New England.
Just got big deals.
I think with JC, he was getting a lot of picks, but his coverage stats weren't like eye dropping, or like jaw dropping. Eye popping.
It's like Trayvon Diggs, bro. Trayvon Diggs.
I didn't throw him in here.
Trayvon.
Whoa.
Not Trayvon last year, yes.
You are not that guy, pal.
He has had a good year this year.
He's had a better year this year than he had last year.
Yes.
He just doesn't have the picks.
Exactly. And this is where defensive football. This is where
casuals come in.
Yeah. This is where
that was a casual comment, Danny.
I'm not scared to say it. I'm casual as hell when it comes to this
look at the stats.
Stuff.
He's having a better year than he did.
Yeah, he's actually playing really well in coverage this year.
Which is because he's not freaking being baited and jumping every freaking play.
Yeah, which is
so he's not giving up as many big plays.
Mm-hmm. And that's where football is a very interesting sport because there's a lot of players who don't get stats who make a bigger impact than guys who get a lot of stats.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't put Trayvon in here. So you guys are all sweeping on Jalen over JC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna throw a special one in here just because I thought of him right now. Would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or Xavier Howard?
Right now I'm a
technically I'm pretty sure he still leads the league in picks since he entered the league.
Yes.
Which is another
but I'm right now I'm a take Jalen.
Okay.
I think if you asked me last year, I would have had a really tough time, but I think Xavier Howard's had a down year for his standards.
Yeah. And coming on a new contract too as well. I'm getting that extension. I'm going Jalen. Yep, roll tide. I'm going Jalen as well. On that.
I'm going Xavier Howard.
Yeah, my guy. Let's go.
The closet Bama fan strikes
Let's
again.
Go. He'll come out eventually. Just wait till next year. All right.
I like it.
Final one, another Alabama player.
Yes,
of course.
I'm taking him. I already know. I forgot his name, but I'm taking him. I know exactly.
You don't know who the hell I'm talking about?
Minkah Fitzpatrick,
yeah.
baby.
Would you rather have Jalen Ramsey or Minkah Fitzpatrick?
I couldn't remember.
I don't like this game. See, I feel like you're trying to expose me or something.
So this one I feel like was the most comparable because they both move around.
Yeah, they play that star.
But the only difference is Jalen's primarily CB, Minkah's primarily a safety.
To give me Minkah, man.
But they do both.
That trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I was about to go. That trade from Miami to Pittsburgh, one, saved his career, and two, literally showed like how dominant he actually is at his position.
They need him back so bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Minkah more so because of the overall change that he can actually bring and what he brought. to Pittsburgh on their
Mhm.
defense.
I'm gonna just say, as a
so-
freshman in college, he played safety, CB, and outside linebacker as a freshman, and we won a national championship that year.
Roll Tide, baby.
Just saying.
Roll
Like,
Tide.
he had a ton of snaps.
I mean, I don't even need to explain myself. I said him before you said his name.
He goes, I know him, but I don't know his name.
I forgot his name for a second there. I'm seeing him jump the line to get that blocked field goal,
But yeah, dropping into
couldn't-
coverage and smacking a pick out.
and I couldn't remember what the hell his name was. It took me a second.
Isaac, come on, just say it.
Minka, bro. I feel like you're trying to
Yeah.
expose me or something.
Closet Bama fan.
The
strikes
closet
again.
Bama
Is
fan.
Bama fair?
All right, that's all I got though. I thought that was pretty good. I
Mhm.
feel like
That
the
was good,
CBs
bro.
are studded with a lot of very, very good players.
Mm-hmm.
And no like true star at this point, in my opinion. Obviously, I think Sauce by next year will be the leader of the pack. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I got. I was just saying we can jump in now.
Oh,
We
I just
got-
wanna say something. A little breaking news here.
Oh, what do you got?
Related. We'll talk about this probably in the next one. But Luca, 54 points, 19 rebounds, 10 assists on
Oh.
20 of 30 shooting.
20 of 30. Wait, time out. 20 of 30 got my eyes open.
20 of 30. 54 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists on
And they're
20
going to
of-
OT.
Mr.
Yeah, they're-
Astronomical usage also
Um,
being efficient.
I would also like to announce my death as I am playing him in fantasy.
Nice.
Him and Jokic, because our league doesn't care about fair trades going through.
That's
That's all I gotta
So
say.
I
But,
wanted-
yeah, well,
I
let's
wanted
get
to go into college football just because the Big Six
Games.
games are kind of coming around next week. So I guess we can start with the first one, which is on Friday.
Mhm.
We're gonna have Tennessee at Clemson, or well, not at Clemson, but Tennessee versus Clemson.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, Etor got to
Yeah,
take a leak, man. Tennessee at Clemson. Give me it.
Clemson.
Give me it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Clemson.
Really, both of y'all.
I think that backup quarterback, I don't remember his name, who replaced DJ. I just think that they're really gonna try. They're
he
I
was
forgot.
good.
Yeah,
Kate
they're just
Klubnik?
gonna
Yeah.
they're just gonna try and
Yeah.
obviously set him up for the future and want to obviously show have him have a good showing. And especially since DJ is going to transfer to Oregon State.
That boy did go
That's
hard.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
DJ answered. Went to
Kate
the portal
Klubnik,
real
yeah,
quick.
that boy did
Yeah.
go hard, dude.
So I'm gonna say Clemson over Tennessee. I just at this point for Tennessee really. Oh, I think what we've seen a lot with these games is that you would think a lot of teams like Air Force beat Baylor. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't think that. So I just think it's as simple as one team was destined for something else. Really, they don't have much quote unquote to play for at that point. So I'm gonna go Clemson with that.
Yeah, for me, we're going for Clemson is because I think a lot of it, like Danny was saying, this is like we just seen Air Force beat Baylor, but I think this is those times where we got like our NFL prospects are
Mhm.
like, all right, I don't want to play in these type of games because I need to start
Exactly.
getting ready for the draft. And I think with
Mhm.
guys like I think it's Jalen Hyatt, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think with a guy like him, Hendon Hooker was out for the season, and I
Yep.
think the defense was already giving up too many points as it was to begin with. I just
Mhm.
think with a team that building a little bit more continuity heading into the game, I think Clemson rocks out with that.
All right. I can't. I wanted to pick the SEC team, but no, I don't think it happens. I think the injuries are building up, and
Yeah.
Tennessee gives me.
you made a good
Dolphins
point
vibes.
too, because I didn't really think about the fact that some guys are going to sit out. I always
Yeah.
forget that happens a lot because Alabama doesn't do it.
What about now in the Sugar Bowl?
So next up, we got the Sugar Bowl. Alabama versus Kansas
I'll give
State.
it to-
Remember, Kansas State did knock off TCU and win the Big 12. So that was
Yeah.
very impressive. But give me Alabama. Everyone theoretically should be playing. Let's just pray nobody gets hurt. We got the number
Tickets
one and
as
number
low as
two overall
$17.
picks in the NFL draft on display in that game. So
Yeah, I
Roll
just think
Tide?
it's a different monster, man. Against obviously Kansas State beating TCU, but you're going up against Bama right now. I'm gonna go with Bama as well. Roll Tide, baby.
I think Bama's angry. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think they got something to prove.
Gonna be like
hopefully,
60,
hopefully it's
60
not
to
even
5.
close.
60
Maybe
to
I'll
5.
put a bet down, win by 21 plus or something.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna skip the two big ones, and we're gonna go to the Cotton Bowl. Is Tulane versus USC? I don't know if y'all think that's a game or not. I was surprised Tulane got that game.
It's only
I
a
mean,
spread.
I know, but like,
that's the I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like it's another thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Tulane does win.
I'm gonna pick USC.
Yeah.
I think they're building
Give
for the
me the
something.
boy Caleb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're building. I think for the future. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Caleb's gonna do what he's a sophomore, so he's got one more year
he's gonna-
minimum.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking USC.
Yeah, I'm also taking USC.
Danny, you got Tulane?
I just wouldn't be surprised if Tulane does win, but Isaac brought up a good point that Caleb Williams is more than like still probably going to play and all that, so everybody's probably going to play at full strength in USC. So I wouldn't be surprised though if Tulane does win.
The only
That's
thing
all
maybe
I'm
would be
saying.
Jordan Addison, who's I think draft eligible.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl, Penn State,
Utah.
The Utes.
Oh,
The
Penn
Utes.
State.
Yes,
As opposed
Oh,
to
I thought you said Ben State, and I'm like Penn
No.
State, brother. Who?
Penn
Penn
State
State.
versus
He
Utah.
said the Utes. The
The
Utes. The
Utah?
Utes.
Utah Utes.
Give me the Nittany Lions, man. Give me my
Yeah.
Nittany Lions. bro.
it's the
Come
two
on,
worst.
bro.
The two worst
The
names.
two Utes.
The Utes and the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna
Give
go.
me
Nittany
the
Utes.
Nittany Lions.
I'm going to Nittany.
Apparently you're not.
He's going
Nittany.
He's going with the Penn State Nittany
Yeah.
Lions.
Give me the Lions. I'm not even saying the first part anymore. Give me Lions.
I hate
Give me the
I hate
Utes.
both of these. Give me Big Ten. I'll go Penn State
Yeah.
as well. All right, now we get
And
into
Penn State always has a good track record when it comes to the Rose Bowl as well. So I
Yes,
think
actually, that's a
So,
good point. They
yeah.
do. I just
Yeah,
like
so-
I'm not a big
the Rose
fan
Bowl
of-
is just a different. It's just different, typical, like bowl game. Like that one's
just
actually
hate-
like
I hate,
important.
I hate Pac-12. They're whack.
Hey,
They suck. They never show up in the big games. That's why I pray on their downfall that they never make another Final
Well,
Four.
hey, wait. So, question,
Yeah.
real quick,
Go
to
ahead.
refresh my memory. Isn't USC going to the Big Ten?
They're in Pac-12 going
They
to
are
the
in
Big
Pac-12.
Ten.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
I just
going
want
to
to
Big
double
Ten.
check.
Yes.
Okay.
Them
just wanted to double
and
check.
UCLA.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Just want to double check.
Yeah. And that
Okay.
leaves what? Oregon, Stanford,
Stop there.
and
Utah.
Utah. Yeah. Okay.
UCLA or no. Yeah, actually that's it.
I don't know if have they talked about teams moving into the Pac-12 to make up for that or no?
No.
Yes, they did. It's
Who?
like a little bit like it's like lower conference teams. I can't.
It's gonna
remember.
well, it would be like I would imagine it'd be like Boise and like Fresno, SDSU in that contention for that spot because like those are like
Maybe.
next teams out in the area, but
What
like
part of Big 12 doesn't matter? Did you not catch my drift?
Pac-12.
Yeah.
Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Big
Pac-
does
yeah.
matter.
Pac-12
It don't
matters
even matter.
when you're a Mountain West team.
So
they make more money.
Fiesta Bowl,
So Baylor
BYU versus
BYU.
Michigan.
Wait,
Oh.
hold up.
No more
Let's say again.
Pac-12.
Mama.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it alone.
I'm done with Pac-12. I can't.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure, except for Oregon, who then got mopped by Zeke in the first ever playoff. I don't think a Pac-12 is ever. I'm done.
We're done.
I'm not doing it.
What's the
Washington
game?
has made me hate them. It's TCU versus Michigan. Give me what you got.
I'm gonna go with Michigan. Even though in the past episode when we brought this up, I'll say give me TCU with the upset. But as we get closer, I think Michigan's just really on a roll right now. All the momentum's with them. Finish the season on a really, really high note. I just don't see how they're not gonna make it to the championship game at this point. So I'm gonna get Michigan.
Isaac.
We're waiting, Isaac.
I had to clear my tongue.
He
Michigan.
doesn't want to say it.
Ugh,
Give me some.
Michigan.
It's I have Michigan. I'm not like too into this, but I feel like TCU had their run
Yeah.
in that loss in that
As a matter of fact, scratch that, man. Give me Max Duggan, bro. Give me the TCU Horned Frogs. I'm not doing this. I
All right.
can't.
All right.
Can't.
I'm glad somebody said it because I was gonna pick him just because fuck Michigan. I don't
Y'all
like
can't
I don't like anyone outside of the SEC.
No, you really
Max
don't.
Duggan?
It's
It's
just
a-
a bunch of
I'm
whack ass
rocking
football
Max
Duggan.
teams.
He just doesn't like grown men playing football.
yeah.
Or he
I don't
does,
like
he
I
just
don't like
likes
grown
men
kids playing
fo-
football.
Yeah,
I
that's what
only
I'm
like
saying.
grown men.
Yeah, there you go.
I like NFL ready people, except
There
for
you go.
Vanderbilt.
So you got Michigan as well?
I'm going TCU.
Vanderbilt.
I
want
hope,
TCU?
I'm hoping. I think that'd be fucking sick
Hey, if
if they
anyone
got
from
in. I really
Vanderbilt-
do.
Anyone from Vanderbilt watches this, please clip all of him giving y'all some.
Yo, I feel like there's actually a decent amount.
He'll be talking all of a sudden just like Vanderbilt sucks. Just,
I really do that a lot. So I'm going TCU. We got 2 TCUs, 2 Michigans.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I do believe Michigan might win, but I'm really hoping TCU.
It'd be a
doesn't.
really, really cool story. Though,
It would.
TCU
It would.
wins.
Because I think they have been
the Horned
pretty
Frogs.
darn good all
Yes.
season, and I do agree. I think Max Duggan. Said he's going through the draft, so
Yeah.
he's out.
And he's got something to prove. Oh wait, is he out? Or is he playing?
No, he's not. He's playing, but I'm saying he's out after
he's on his
Oh.
way out.
on his way out. Yeah,
And-
would have been a
and-
better way to put it.
Since he declared for the
okay,
draft as well, I think
shit.
it's a big game for him to perform in. So
Exactly.
he's motivated. He's
I
motivated.
could see it. So last one. Not sure if we need to really talk about this one. Georgia versus Ohio State.
I think it's actually going to be close, but I'm going to go Georgia.
Okay. So how close you really think it is?
Are you talking like, oh,
Yeah.
they win it on like a game-winning field goal, or like it's within range the whole time?
I want to say Georgia wins by 10. I want to say it's to the point where
that
like
close.
Ohio, I think it's close.
Yeah.
I want to say it's gonna be like Georgia
They're-
up by 3 type of thing, and then Ohio State doesn't get a touchdown, and then
turns it
Georgia,
over.
Georgia
Yeah.
like scores to seal the deal type of word type of.
So
thing.
here's the one question I have. What did you see from Ohio State's defense against Michigan that makes you think they're going to be able to stop Georgia? I'm not saying Ohio State can't put up a lot of numbers, but yeah, a lack
It's
of
gonna
heart.
take heart.
A lack
No,
of
no, no,
heart.
no. Yep, we're gonna bring heart this game, brother. Okay, and I know I was
Listen-
talking. a little
listen
earlier
here,
about
Y'all
brother.
was
putting
gonna
money on-
bring heart
It doesn't
last
matter if
game
you
against
bring heart. Have
Michigan.
y'all seen
We
Georgia
got
play?
to
No,
rewrite
no.
the script.
Georgia be
We were
breaking
wrong. You know, people are writing us off. People said we're frauds.
No,
and then
every
they
other
got
time-
dropped by 30.
Isaac's like,
Well,
listen here, brother.
well,
We're gonna bring some heart to
well, we're not-
Hulkamania. Relax.
What we're not gonna do, brother, is get this OSU slander going around. Okay, that's not.
No,
what
y'all are good on offense.
We're
After the
gonna
first
win.
quarter.
I mean,
We're
their
gonna win.
defense is good too, but
We're
Wait,
gonna
cool.
win.
You calling the upset?
We're gonna
No.
win.
Didn't,
No.
didn't,
I
didn't
call
Isaac just say
Paolo
he put
going
money on
one.
Georgia?
Nope, I cashed out. How about that? And I put the money on the Buckeyes.
how you
How
like
about
them apples?
Yeah, how you like them apples? Because I couldn't do it. Okay. The one thing we got to do is execute. We're going to execute, as my man Ryan Day
Yeah,
said.
you'll be
We're gonna
executed by
execute.
Georgia in their defense.
Jalen
Dang.
Carter.
No, you're
Jalen
gonna-
Carter.
Okay, you're going to execute this arm that CJ Stroud about to lay out all over Georgia. I'm not about to do this with you. And then my boy JT Tumalao, I want you to remember that name because he's going to wreck this game for Georgia the entire game.
He's
on
gonna need
defense.
to.
And he's going to. It's not going to need to. He's going to.
They're
He's
gonna
speaking
have
it to us.
Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and like Chase Young come back in costume.
Hey, yeah, man. If y'all listen and just shave down a little bit, maybe I don't know, get y'all some like extra huge jerseys and make you look
Get
smaller.
Garrett Wilson back too.
Yeah,
Get
but
fucking
just letting you know,
Chris
you can't borrow
Olave
Nicky.
back.
He's got a depoy to win.
I want to know.
He already won
All
it.
I got to tell you is this: I need those 3 names: C.J. Stroud to stick in your head,
Mhm.
Marvin Harrison to stick in your head, because those two
Mhm.
are
Like
put on
him
a
a lot.
show. They're going to put on a show for you, and then on top of that, let's get JT Tumalao off the defense, and I'm going to get that in there because he's going to wreck the game once again. All right, and then watch. You're going to see a nice performance because what happened the last time we was here? Don't worry about the Alabama game. I'm only worried about the Clemson game. The first game we
Mhm.
won. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. I see a big game for CJ Stroud to bounce back this game. We're going to win. I'm putting money on that.
Go ahead.
Nope, no more questions.
I've
No more
been very high on
no
Georgia
more
since last year.
questions.
Okay, I won't do any questions.
Just give them facts. That
Yeah,
Georgia's
give me
gonna win.
Georgia. Give me 2 scores.
Two.
Yeah. I
Two.
man,
I can't get like 10.
Isaac. We're gonna end it on
Look.
Isaac.
I know it was
Isaac,
bad.
please. Just
I
we're
know it
gonna
was
end.
bad. I was thinking about going to the SEC after that game.
We're
Come on
gonna
now.
we're gonna end it on just go watch some Georgia film.
Go Colorado.
It's very
next year.
it's very
Hey,
disheartening as an Alabama fan.
Go Colorado
So-
next year.
They're complete.
So basically, championship
Go
game.
Buffalo.
Championship game.
Georgia.
We got Georgia and Michigan,
And Georgia.
essentially,
And then Georgia.
and Georgia. I think that's where
Michigan.
we finish it
Jalen
off.
Carter cementing his
Nah.
top 4
I
spot
would
in the
like to
draft.
see Michigan get a second crack at Georgia, but I don't. It's surprising to me because I do feel like they got worse as a team in comparison to last year on defense.
Who?
Mhm. They did.
Michigan,
Oh.
And they lost that because they lost that D coordinator.
but I
as
feel like
well,
they have
so-
gotten a bit more better on offense. But
Mhm.
I don't see it, man. It's just, I just see a repeat of last year.
Yeah.
If Georgia plays Michigan and TCU, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That could get out of hand quick.
Yeah. We'll just have to see, man. But
Down
I think
goes
I
the
think I think you're
Bulldogs.
looking at the championship and honestly in the fucking Ohio State game, but
yeah.
Ohio State
We all
gotta
got
show
Georgia,
up,
man.
Ohio State gotta
Georgia
show up.
Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs all day, every day. That's all
I
we
wish
got.
Alabama
man.
would
Ohio
have made
State,
it.
please show up. Please. I just want y'all
I want a
to show up.
game. I want a game.
Yeah.
Ohio
be
State,
fun.
show up.
Wrap it
Be
up, Danny.
present.
Yes, please.
Well, that wraps up our NFL college football episode here for number 27 for you guys. Or I'm sorry, 28. 28 episode.
Yes,
28.
28.
Again, shout out to our boy Drake from Bazzy Edits. We're gonna reveal something to you guys at the start of the new year. So on the episode 30, we're gonna reveal something new to you guys. So you guys are gonna be able to check it out on our Instagram page. And again, check out all of our socials. We're hot and rolling with all the reels and all the TikToks, and things of that nature. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great holiday. And again, happy new year to you guys as well, going into the new year. Pray for all positivity coming your guys' way. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Instagram page for anybody else that's listening that isn't familiar with us but wants to get familiar with us. And follow us and take get on the journey with us and comment on all of our videos. You guys got any spicy takes, hot questions, anything like that? But again, happy new year to you guys and your families. And let's bring a lot of positivity to this new year. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of you guys' week.
Shout out Campbell Soup.
Campbell Soup, baby. All right, bye-bye.